Welcome to my channel, Jeng-Chyang and Rajabhat Research. Both channels, please subscribe and like. The topic today is the expansion in 2022. Uh, we're going to be a little busy, so forgive me for being busier today than usual. I want to shout out to the Clemson graduates, and they did a fantastic job uh, yesterday. And yesterday was graduation, and day before was graduation of uh, 2022 class. Congratulations to them. I know that's hard work for them. And congratulate to everybody in Clemson. And we are going to get down to it. Checking my emails first, and let's see. As usual, I have the comment mode. Put it down. I'll pin it down. $22. Okay, I got the comment mode on the slow mode. It gives me an extra minute to follow up with the comments, and that give me time to have a cup of coffee. And I'll show you what I put in the coffee. My mint plant for the Kentucky Derby is organic, and I pinch off a clove of it and put it in my coffee. That's as fresh as you can get. And congratulations to the winner of the Kentucky Derby. Uh, Something rich. He ran a great race. He come from behind just like Man of War did in 1914 or 1916. He ran it exactly, and the his jockey knew him very well. That was an exciting race. I don't know if it's true or not. I heard that he's not going to run in the Preakness, but he'd be back for the Belmont. So who knows? Uh, it's just a rumor started by the elite, the sports made for the kings. So we'll have to wait and see. And that today I don't have a special uh, flyby because my schedule today is very busy uh, for my uh, stroke survivors. So I cannot get out the drone today. I have many projects to do. Bear with me. And the topic is ranging from the G20 to stroke survivors' uh, stories or the needs of them. It's totally open today. the and of course, it's open to the uninsured like us that fell through the Social Security crack. That's due to working overseas for 40 years. Maybe I'll get a chance to upload the videos from the Pocket Cam, but like I said, usually that's the all-day event that it takes YouTube half a day to make sure uh, that it doesn't violate their copyright rules. So most videos are unfiltered like that. Not because I uh, violate copyright rules, but no time to edit to make it look more professional and get more likes. Let's see. At least I think I went on time today. And let me see. Um, uh, Live. That's good. I got to put my plant. This is my best friend for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Mint, organic mint. I'll be putting that in my tea, mostly black tea. Got it in the windows right now. Uh, just give me a moment to survey my environment here. I got NHK up. And the French English news in the background that they're talking about Finland, Sweden accession to NATO. That probably escalate the Russian Ukraine civil war. A peace march held before 50th anniversary of Okinawa's return, and that's what I've been watching mostly. They have the documents of Okinawa's return, and that's a sad history. It and it covers the Vietnam War. Those are was difficult times, and look like we're living through it again very soon. G7 foreign ministers vow to continue economic pressure on Russia to stop the civil war. Here in America, let's see, yeah, it's moved down to South America now. I'll put a comment. Put that. I put a comment to the French-speaking world to what will end the civil war between Russia and Ukraine. In my humble opinion, I'll send that right now and see uh, that I got the slow mode is on because it comes back so quickly that it the screen will scroll up with so quickly that somebody does return a comment. You never know. Yeah, I probably will run a short broadcast today for sure. U.S. abortionist protests show support for abortion rights expected at rallies in the United States of America. Rights activists start summer of rage across the country. It's like the 1960s Vietnam War all over again. Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve acting chairman, I think he's been approved. Aggressive Fed hike sets off alarms for the world economy. Well, they raised it, it seems like. Oh, Dow Jones went down for the world economy. And on the world economy, the news it doesn't look very good. The gas prices, gasoline prices for unleaded gasoline was this morning at Walmart 4.02 a gallon. But there's a lots of alarm bells going off in the world today. This weekend, U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. There's got another uh, uh, baby formula. I think it was in Detroit, and there have empty shelves to feed the infants. I missed that comment by the world economy economists, but like we uh, leave the serious news alone for a few minutes. Uh, I haven't had a chance to check and see uh, Thailand news. Why is France so popular with tourists? That's a good question. We had a couple of clients uh, from France and Germany too. Oh, man, the news are moving super quick this morning. I prefer it not move so quick. The Economist has the podium on the world economy. Tourists is on the back burner, although soon it will be, I don't know, something for everyone. That's what they explained that uh, population, tourist popular in France because they got something for everyone. No substitute for jackfruit. The shortage is, like I said, worldwide. They they continue the Xi Jinping uh, the COVID-19 lockdown hero policy, and that affects the world. supply chain since China is the world's factory. And my screens have to update it because constantly update it because the NSA doesn't like my comments. That's why they review everything before you say because I'm not part of the secrecy uh, of the Defense Department. And that's why this week is going to be super busy for me. But that makes for a better video for next week. It's still on schedule. I just had one cancellation for next Saturday. Like I said, I got the mode on slow mode, so it displays slows the comment section down. Uh, the election in Sri Lanka is another hot spot that they're paying for the inflation themselves right now. In the Middle East between Israel and Palestine, the shooting of the journalist. Yeah, they're talking about EU says they're appalled by the Israelis attack of the student killing protest. It seems like the whole world is up in arms this morning. Yeah. Usually I always start with the NHK and Thai news, but this morning they have it from all over the world. New Delhi to Indian Emergency Service, 27 died in Delhi. explosion in Hotel Sarajevo, total death rises to 46 in Cuba. 46. 22 European Song Contest on Saturday night. Ukraine band won. Guessing that China withdraws in 22 Asian Cup host due to the pandemic. In Sweden and Finland discuss NATO bid for with Turkey in Berlin this Saturday. Man, they have, like I said, we have to breathe. I set my watch and breathe. Take a moment to pause for the world, whole world. Corrective maintenance, preventive maintenance, 1.51 trillion, 2.21 trillion. Yeah, right in the middle of meditation. That's finished. Maybe I set it for another minute. Begin my Qigong meditation. That's one thing for the stroke survivors, depend on how well the stroke affected your body. That Qigong can still work with it. Re- Let me refresh the screen a little bit. 2 minutes done, and that's wow. 2 minutes of Qigong meditation for the world. That is a good time to see the satellite weather report from Europe and then switch to Asia. The French 24 is a French public broadcasting service. Yeah. It's on its news cycle, 24-hour cycle. I'm trying to catch up this morning. It's just so much news. That's I'm trying to. I got like what 30 minutes to catch up. Okay, where my Tiger News? There, that's where it is. The Tiger News. Wow, they have the weather alert. It's coming down today. Today is Saturday at 10:32 a.m. Saturday, March the 14th, and it's 70 degrees outside. It means it come up a 1 degree since nighttime, and it is well on its way to the 80s. And by this next week, it'll be the 90s, 90-degree weather in the springtime. Makes you miss Helen, Georgia, and the Swiss Alps. And see what they're marked for. It's yesterday's news for Thailand. Uh, Today it says May 13th marks the first day of Thailand's rainy season. Oh, that's why. A low pressure cell from upper Vietnam is expected to cause heavy rain and potential flash flooding in 36 provinces in the kingdom. The Meteorological Department advises people to be aware of the dangers caused by heavy rainfall. Okay, that's why. The May 13th to what was the rainy season beginning. The advertising for Tiger News, and A little plug for the real estate. Our neighbor's business is access to over 50,000 properties. Good way to launder your money. Now, I'll finish the Thai news in just a second. This mint black coffee is from the pod is from Indonesia, and the mint is from North Carolina, from Charlotte. Look how beautiful it is. That's really beautiful. You can see the plucked off a few of them. Man, it's beautiful. I came in this morning and it's wilted a lot and gave me like a mini heart attack. And the water, I immediately watered and like in 20 minutes it come back to life like the Egyptian lotus flower. For the topics, missed the NHK's news update. I was a couple minutes behind, but my European is France updates are pretty up to date on the world news. And for Korea, it's just entertainment, Asian trust, mostly to have Chinese Korea, the entertainment news. But boy, this is good. I'm not kidding. Yeah, that'll make a nice afternoon tea, black tea with organic mint. Man, there's still a lot of parents in town. And my neighbor is I videoed him by the video drone last Monday, I think, or Tuesday it was. Yeah, and this week you can check it out on Facebook, and he's packed solid. All the Clemson University grads getting their souvenirs in Clemson before they head back to wherever they come from. We slowly give the updates because the time is running out. Shonburi thief snatches wheels reportedly worth 35,000 baht. A sneaky thief has stolen all four wheels off a factory worker's truck in Sriracha district Chonburi yesterday. The disheartened worker, 30 years old, was Watana Siritam, told the Pattaya News that the alloy wheels are worth 35,000 baht. He said he doesn't have enough money to replace them, and that's the on Thai Tiger News. Man, that's disheartening. The worker works every day. In Thailand, you can work. You get uh, the workers. Some workers work like it's a modern day slave factory. That the workers get 2 days off a month in Thailand. Okay, maybe they'll get better news today as it goes along. Tourist pack Pattaya's Kong Lam hotels 100% occupied. Wow, 100% occupied. That's good news. You can read more about that on tiger.com. Former soldier says he sleeps better at night since throwing shoe at Cambodian PM. Former Cambodian soldier threw a shoe at Cambodia's prime minister. That, like I said, this week has been unbelievable in the news cycle. Cambodia prime minister had a shoe thrown at him by a soldier, and inflation still hits the news. It's still number one in the world. Inflation forces real estate developed to readjust prices to compensate for the sluggish real estate market after prices have risen. The elite, they have their plan. They can, like Clemson, they keep it uh, empty, the whole building empty, because the developers got so much money that it doesn't matter to him. He's the 1%, I guess, of the world's 2,000 people, 1%ers. You see that between developers and they take over the Clinton town council and they take it over and they run amok on it. They can afford to keep the real estate empty for years. The police car, Clemson police SUV, looks loaded down in the back. Looks like they're hauling gold or something. Like I'm not a part of the official Secrecy Act of America. Not a part of the Eisenhower industrial complex, nor the Secrecy Act of all the politicians that belong to. That's why, in the long run, it's worth me losing the Clemson mayor election. Here's as a souvenir of my when I run from Clemson mayor. You can see my plan for the development in the messenger newspaper. And their total, I just off the top of my head, it was 400 supporters. Not even 1% of the vote. So that's what I mean by Clemson University is Goliath, and Central, the Central or Clemson, either one is the same. It's David and Goliath story that they sell to the local population propaganda. They got an interesting story at TigerNews.com. What behind CP's successful metaverse campaign? Uh, Press released the world's most crowded fan party in metaverse with 1,500. That's another. You got the time to figure it out. That's an interesting story. Friday COVID-19 updates 7,779 new cases, provincial totals. Well, that would that would let me read the first paragraph. 56 corona-related deaths were reported by the CCSA today, raising the pandemic total in Thailand to 29,367, which with 7,669 of those fatalities since the start of the year. In the 24-hour period since their last count, the CCSA recorded 7,779 new COVID-19 cases and 9,286 recoveries. There are now 75,864. That was the first COVID-19 updates for yesterday, I believe. And they're nowhere near the updates at America passes the 1 million death. It's like unbelievable. 1 million deaths. Oh, the rational thinking behind it is they deserve to die because they were unhealthy in the first place because there's no insurance. That's a rational in a red state like South Carolina. Oh, this one I seen also in Iran. They are smuggling, poaching these animals that on the list of endangered animals. And Thailand is very up there. One of the it says more than 600 endangered or prohibited animals seized at Suvarnabhumi Airport. Wildlife officials and the Thai Customs Department have seized more than 600 animals. I mean, and I watched a documentary in the Iran that says they do it uh, mainly to feed their families. That's the rationale behind it. Big storm plunders homes in Patong. A storm of fierce rain and wind caused several large trees. Okay. Islands in Krabi to temporary close for restoration. Yes. Another Indonesian oil export attempt foiled after Indonesian authorities caught two ships trying to smuggle crude palm oil, and they have their problem. That's the only way that they can pay their bills of the and earn foreign exchange is through exporting crude palm oil. And it says the last story said no, not the last story. It says still no idea of what endemic in Thailand means. And the other uh, huge story is getting ready to open Thailand's nightlife. Ooh, that's and that goes to show that the problems are worldwide in every country, just not the G20 countries. They have problems worldwide. It will need another moment of minute of meditation, qigong meditation to calm the world down and before I start to work part two. I need to relax for a few minutes. Like I said, I highly recommend that Sumatra coffee from Indonesia and the organic mint from Charlotte, North Carolina. Let me see if I got a plug for that. I don't mind giving out free plugs. No, I probably threw away yesterday, but this is a beautiful plant. Herbs. Like I said, it says it will last 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, I'll show you what I got for Mother's Day last week. This shop, I will also give a free plug in Spartanburg. It's a beautiful shop. It's the Spice and Tea Exchange. There's a logo and uh, steepware and have a little infusion for the tea in the bottom and make it hot or cold. But go by and visit his shop. It's on uh, my video this last week, Mother's Day weekend with Brian and Lex on the video too. I got some suspicions that the lurkers, let me spell that word because sometimes it doesn't come out very good. Lur Kers, better than the versus the trolls. That has kind of a negative meaning, but the lurkers are growing, in my humble opinion. They're in the background, so maybe we'll convert 1,000 likes to subscribe. Maybe bring the 1,000 lurkers in the light that can truly take advantage of YouTube's profit model. Let me see. I'm going to close it out here right now. The expansion, get ready for the expansion next week. And that you would like this program, please like, come in from the dark lurkers and like the program uh, and subscribe to the program. And we will see you next week for another version of help the stroke and non-insurance people and give them hope. That that always have hope. We love you, love you, love you. And see you next week. Bye.